I was in the bathroom. I thought we still had time. Oh! Hello and welcome. We, the Kintsugi players, proudly present Good as New, a theatrical experience for the ill-informed. Please turn off all cell phones and unwrap all candies and snacks. Exits are marked there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Remember, no flash photography or recording is permitted during this performance, unless you're my mom. Hi, Mom.
Alan.
What?
Do the thing.
Okay. We would like to thank you all for coming. We know you all have lives and jobs and loved ones you could be with right now, and we also know that you're here to avoid that like it's nobody's business. Enter the theater, a place of whimsy and song and impressive acts of physical prowess. Woo! Wow! Woo, woo, woo! Oh my God! Thank you.
Alan, for crying out loud.
Okay, I'm doing it. And although we have many of those things in store for you, we're also here to talk about serious, important things. You see, we have seen certain discrepancies in the world, and like every artist before us, little by little we seek to correct them. We're going to be talking about some pretty heavy stuff, so trigger warning, if you are ever uncomfortable, feel free to leave at any point during the show. Know that we see you, we believe you, and we want you to feel comfortable and safe. So no judgments. If you'd like to leave, please do so now, because we are here to talk about sexual assault. Guys, we still have an audience. It's a small one, but we got an audience.
You have no idea how many times we performed to an empty house.
We once did a show in Tampa to a bullfrog and a guy in a full-body catsuit.
And the bullfrog left at intermission.
But now we're back and better than ever.
Now we have uninterrupted hours worth of discourse on social issues.
Yeah! Look at how excited you all are! Well, strap in, guys. You folks are in for a treat.
Wait, Tara, aren't we forgetting someone?
I think we are, Lisa.
And now, the leader of our troupe. Drum roll, please.
Thank you. I am Calypso, and these are my players. We are here to educate, radiate, and earn your applause. We have a wonderful show for you all. Are you ready for it?
Yeah!
Yeah! I say again, are you ready for it? I didn't quite catch that. Are you ready for it?
Sorry. What possessed you to do that?
Handle your breathing, Eric. Handle your breathing.
Breathing. We didn't rehearse that.
It was improv.
Breathing.
Look at me. In and out. In and out. Now you are stronger than anything you've ever been through. Isn't that right? Yes, sir. Of course it is. Alan, don't you have something to say to Eric?
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Alan. Now, Eric, please apologize to Alan for yelling at him.
Oh, no, he really doesn't have to.
Nonsense. Little by little, this is how we adjust. Right, Eric? I didn't do anything. Eric, it's only fair. Please apologize. I'm sorry for freaking out.
It's okay. It totally wasn't a big
Oh,
deal.
quite the eager beaver our young Alan is. The newest addition to our troupe. We found him mopping floors in a dive bar in San Antonio. Came up to me after the show and asked to run away with the circus. And I mean, just look at that face. He's so cute. Who could stay mad at that face? Could you, folks? Come on. Oh, he reminds me of me. They all do, you understand, at some point. But one by one, they all come into their own. And yet, no matter how far they come, There is still a long way to go. Oh, but young Eric should not be discouraged. No, indeed, for every stone paves the way on the road to recovery. Allow me to explain. Several years ago, I was a force on the Hollywood scene. So young, talented, and attractive. Still am on all three accounts. Oh, you. But like every show business cliche, you can guess. Something happened to me. Yes, it was sad and depressing and everything you'd expect it to be. It broke my heart. Ruined my life. Or so I thought. There, at the bottom of my pit, I was left with a decision. Let broken things lie, or get up off my ass and what?
Start fixing! Sidebar, folks, whenever Calypso says that, we expect you to say it with us.
So one more time, or get up off my ass and what?
Start fixing!
And I chose the latter. I put my life back together and got on with it. Because I was not a victim, and to this day, I remain that. Thank you, my students, but it didn't stop there. No, I began seeing a pattern in youths such as these four wondrous little bastions of light. So much potential going to waste. And why? They themselves suffered similar tragedies as I did. But I knew what they did not. I knew that there was a chance for young souls to be happy again. Just as I knew I could be happy again. So I took them beneath my massive wingspan. I taught them, molded them, and together we started this lovely little family, the Kintsugi Players.
You heard correctly.
It's Japanese.
What does it mean?
We don't know.
We don't speak Japanese, but we do have this. Behold, ladies, gentlemen, and the otherwise identified, the Kintsugi bowl, the namesake of our company. Once upon a time, my grandmother gave me this bowl when I moved out to Los Angeles. She made it for herself when she was but a girl, in a pottery class for preteens at the local Y. And every time it cracked over the years, my grandmother always knew how to fix it. She had this friend from Japan who showed her how. So she would take this strange resin and this powdered gold, and presto! It came back good as new every time. I had very few possessions in those days, so I cherished her gift and ate every meal I ever made out of this bowl.
Shrimp-flavored ramen.
Roast chicken-flavored ramen.
Pork-flavored ramen.
Mushroom-flavored ramen.
Beef-flavored ramen.
Creamy chicken-flavored
A lot
ramen.
chili
Spicy
shrimp-flavored ramen.
All right. Safe to assume I was giving Maruchan a good deal of my money in those days. And each time I lifted the artificially flavored, store-brand noodles into my mouth, I would think fondly of my sweet old grandmother, a proud, strong woman in spite of her avian bone syndrome, who taught me that no one else can solve my problems but me. So I should get up off my ass and what?
Start fixing!
That's right.
And to this day, the bowl stands as a symbol of our company in honor of Calypso's grandmother.
Who sadly is no longer with us.
R.I.P.
But enough of that. For now we get down to brass tacks, the reason you are all here, players.
Our show exists as a means to better educate people on the experience of those who are sexually assaulted and abused.
Disclaimer, we do not speak for all victims of sexual assault.
Do not.
Do not.
We can only speak for ourselves.
But we ourselves are victims of sexual assault.
So make of that what you will.
We should also mention that none of us identify as transgender or gender non-binary.
None.
None.
But those who are transgender or gender non-binary account for the majority of sexual abuse and assault victims.
We know you're there, friends. We hear you and we know you're there.
Our show cannot shine a light on all survivors.
But we'll try our darndest.
You see, we've seen how people treat the subject matter of sexual abuse and assault.
And those who suffered from it.
It sucks.
We've dealt with the ramifications of sexual abuse and assault our whole lives.
Which also sucks.
But we know it sucks because we've lived it.
And not everyone has.
Probably, which is okay.
So my students and I have been going across the country, town to town, educating you misinformed little muppets on just how misled you've been.
However, we know that there may be some survivors joining us in the audience today.
To reiterate, welcome. But as a special note to you, please understand we will not be marketing our message to you specifically.
This is a show for those who have no idea what victims of sexual assault go through.
But it's still a fun show, and we're happy to have you along for the ride.
And we know this topic can get serious and mentally taxing and psychologically scarring.
Of course we know that.
But rather than put on a marathon cry fest, we're going to try and make this next hour and a half as fun as possible and hope you learn something along the way. And break!
Segment 1, consent.
If any of you have ever been to college, or high school, or had a job, or a conversation with a decent human being, you've probably heard these kinds of arguments before. We've personally heard this argument phrased 7 different ways in the past year alone. And still people seem to have some difficulty understanding. But don't worry, we can be patient. After extensive sociological study and research, we feel we have come up with the best possible method for educating people on consent. So, without further ado, I give you number 8, the front door analogy. So let's say you're sitting in your legally owned home, minding your own business.
Gee willikers, it sure is fun sitting on this couch, which I legally own, minding my business in this house, which is also mine.
All of a sudden, a knock comes to your door.
Wowzers! Who could that be at the late hour of 8:47 p.m.?
It's me, Lisa from college. Can I come into this house that you have legal ownership of?
And you say,
Sure thing, pal!
Lisa from college can then come into your home. Why? Anybody. Give me a reason. Yes! 100 points for you. You get a sticker. Here. Right there. We find that competition and interaction increases the viewer's desire to watch. But yes, you verbally told Lisa from college she could come into your home. So when she did, nothing bad happened to anybody because it was, say it with me, consensual. Very good. Now let's watch that scene played out a little differently. Again, someone knocks at your door.
Holy cannoli! Who could that be at the even later hour of 8:49 p.m.?
It's me, Alan from college. Can I come into your legally owned abode?
And you say?
No way, Jose.
But my name's Alan.
And that's the end of that story. You said Alan from college can't come into your home, but why are you allowed to say that? Anybody? Why are you allowed to say Alan from college can't come into your home? Yes, sir. I saw your hand.
Because he said no.
Yeah. Very good. 100 points for you. You get a sticker too. You verbally told Alan from college he can't come into your home. Because the house belongs to you, it's up to you what happens to it. But hold your horses, folks. Let's see that last bit one more time. A knock.
Can I come in?
Nope.
Oops, I came in anyway.
Oh, no! This time, Alan from college came into your house even when you said he couldn't. I don't think he can do that.
You bet your ass you can.
But for 200 points, who can tell me why?
Because there's not consent.
Very good! Correct! Where'd my stickers go? There they are. You said, very good, yes, that was a start. You said Alan from college can't come into your house, so if he did, that makes it wrong! Which means this should happen.
Intruder!
Wait. Oh.
The same outcome includes if the person is A, not conscious, B, not old enough to say yes, C, changes their mind.
Never mind.
I'm leaving.
It's common courtesy to people who have been assaulted and even to those who haven't. If you wouldn't do it to another person's house, don't do it to a person. And if you would do it to a person's house, then you probably deserve this.
you had so many other options. Oh.
And of course, this metaphor isn't perfect.
All metaphors are.
But bottom line, consent is a big issue for us, the same way that it's a big issue for a lot of people. If you would like to do something, we might want to as well, but the asking is always important, because not asking is one of the reasons people get into these positions to begin with. And yes, we know some of you think it's not sexy to ask, but let's face it, a lot of things about sex aren't sexy.
Just because we aren't quick and easy to trust doesn't mean we are incapable of it. Trust is earned, and it comes in the little things, like asking permission and not forgiveness. So remember, a yes leaves no guess, and a no is not a go.
Bravissimo, my lovelies, bravissimo. I have never been prouder. Next scene!
Segment 2, depression.
Tell me, has this ever happened to you? If so, then congratulations. You might be depressed. I'm Charming Rogue, Alan of the Kintsugi Players, here for the depression segment of Good as New, or the Kintsugi Players proudly present a theatrical experience for the ill-informed. While not a rule, living in the aftermath of the event has been known to cause bouts of depression and anxiety. So how's life, Eric?
I'm fatigued for no reason, and the thought of dropping out of school has stopped sounding scary.
Awesome! Just as I expected. You see, while we can't say much about all depressed people, we can see that for Eric, depression comes in waves. 1 minute, our golden boy is the life of the party. The next, this. And none of his friends know why.
That's us!
Eric doesn't even know. He doesn't necessarily have to be thinking about what he's been through to feel the ramifications. One day, someone might say something, or do something, or act a certain way that subconsciously reminds him of the assault, and next thing you know,
I need at least 14 hours of sleep to retain my sanity.
if you have a loved one who deals with these kinds of issues, you've probably seen something similar to this. And often, you won't know what to do. So you know what that means. It's time for America's favorite game show!
It's not about you!
A game where the rules are simple. Our boy Eric is about to be approached by his well-meaning friends, so you guys are going to watch him, and we're going to find out how they took his problems and made it about them. Let's meet contestant number 1.
Hey, Eric! It's me, Tara, the loud one in your immediate friend group. You can tell by my festively loud attire, facial glitter, and half-finished bottle of Trader Joe's brand Prosecco. Finished bottle of Trader Joe's brand Prosecco. I'm feeling particularly insecure about the silence in my dorm room and have decided to go clubbing with a bunch of people we know. Interested?
Not really.
But why not? It'll be really fun. I think it'll be so great for you.
Thanks, but no.
Aw, come on. If you don't come, I'll be sad. And then we'll both be sad. Don't make me sad. Come out with me, please. Why won't you come out with me?
I don't want to.
Fine. If you change your mind, text me.
I won't, but okay.
TBH. I'll be drunk texting you on and off for the next hour. Okay, bye!
Bye.
All right, folks, 400 points. How did she do?
Poorly.
Correct. Leave it to, who wants it? Who wants to say it? That's right, she did poorly. She asked him to go do something he didn't like, then tried to guilt him when he said he wouldn't come. Here's the thing. We have been living in our heads an evidently longer amount of time than you have. We know what we need. What's more, even if we don't know what we need, we certainly know what we don't need. Sometimes we want to be alone. Sometimes we want to be surrounded by people. Heck, we could want to bathe in milk even. It doesn't matter. Point is, know your audience before you start saying you know what's good for us.
Don't make it about you!
Let's meet contestant number 2.
Hey, Eric. It's me, Lisa, the more down-to-earth one among your friends. You can tell by my new choices and sensible yet astute glasses. You can also tell because I use words like astute as if I know what they mean. I just want you to know that I haven't seen you participating as much in this little adventure we call life lately, which worries me greatly. You know you can tell me anything, right? Eric, I just want to say that when you were eating that tuna melt while I was saying that anyone who wasn't vegan was part of the new Manson family, that was not directed towards you. And I apologize if you were offended.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help you out of your stupor. You want to go apple picking with the Vegan Society today?
No.
Fair enough. Let me know if you change your mind. Oh, and Eric.
Yeah?
Just so you know, I'm vegan. Okay, bye!
Another 400 points. Where did contestant number 2 go wrong? They made it about them. This one goes to you. There you go. That's right. That's right. While she most certainly cares about our plucky little protagonist, she immediately assumed whatever the issue was, it was about her. And not only that, she assumed she could fix it. I mean, to be clear, we at the Kintsugi Players endorse that we have the power within ourselves to fix ourselves. The notion that you could do it is crazy town, kids. In short, if there's a problem, it will be addressed in time. If a friend of yours is hurting, of course try to help. But we don't need easy solutions in these kinds of situations. We need friends, patient ones.
Don't make it about you!
What's that? An imaginary buzzer? You probably don't know what that means. It's time for Finals in Jeopardy! In this final round, Eric's finals are coming up. So both our contestants will interact with our subject and attempt to make a last-ditch effort to get him out of bed. Ladies, take it!
Generalizing, it's funny!
Oh my god, dude, holy shit, man.
Dude, don't rap, holy crap, man!
He's got that deal?
I got that deal, bro!
Oh my god, dude, he's got one.
It's a good one.
Like, so good.
So good.
Like, so great.
Oh my god, so great.
Oh, my balls, great.
What idea?
For your rut, dude.
For your fucking rut, dude.
Your sick rut, man.
Sick rut.
Gnarly ass rut.
Sad gnarly ass rut.
The saddest, bro.
The gnarliest.
Ballsiest.
Fucking ballsiest.
Gnarly balls.
Sad gnarly ass balls.
Ass balls.
Okay, I get it. What's the idea?
We're gonna get you. Laid!
Okay, I don't even have to ask the question, do I? I mean, it's fairly obvious, right? Anybody, you can say anything at all. I'll give you the full sticker.
Everything.
Yeah, right? There you go.
Oh!
What?
You have to ask the question. No, it's in the script. No, it's in the script. It's right there in front of you. Just read the script. Okay? Very good. Did you just give him the script? No. Okay, good.
Sorry again.
Don't worry about it, these things happen.
So, what did they do wrong? Anyone?
Everything.
That'll do, correct. Hey, I'm really sorry.
Don't worry about it. Next
No,
thing.
it just felt a little
Alan,
patronizing.
it's the show.
It seemed
Alan!
Stop. Nothing's wrong. Pick up your cues, follow the script, and don't break character. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't see you there. Get up off my ass and what?
Start fixing.
That's what the doctor ordered. Next scene!
Segment 3, the bad guy.
All right, strap in, folks. It only gets more complicated from here. Now, we feel it best to take this time to talk about the people you know. So, who here can tell me what a rapist looks like? No hands? No hands? You guys are catching on. You're smart. Nice. All right, no, you can't tell. But sure, you've heard the concise little stories we're all so fond of. You know, the girl with the dragon tattoo, Irreversible, the movies that make you sorry. You watched them? A tale of a poor, unfortunate wretch and the monster hiding under the bed. Kind of like these. All right, gang, it's time to catch us a ghost. Zoinks! Everybody, we caught the monsters! 500 points all around. Oh boy, they sure are scary. But let's see who these creepy creeper creeps are. Oh, this is your neighbor. He's always been really nice. He's been great friends with your parents for years. No criminal record, just a kind, upstanding citizen. Hosts a charity cookout for disabled veterans every 4th of July. Just the kindest, sweetest man you'd ever meet. Wouldn't hurt a fly, so everyone says. Face is your boss. She's considerate, playful, really takes her time to get to know her subordinates. She can be firm, but she's always fair. A good egg, earnest. Everyone at the office loves her. Whenever you all go out for drinks Friday night, you never forget to invite her. Sure, she's the head of the company. Sure, she's the one who decides who gets fired when people need firing, but she's so nice. She'd never cross the line with an employee, so everyone says. This is a friend. He's a good person. Your friends think so, you think so. There's never been anything wrong with this picture. He's always made a point of treating people with respect. He has no problem sitting down with you over lunch, listening to all your problems, and if you want, he's more than happy to give you advice. And ask any girl he's ever dated. The perfect gentleman. How could he ever do anything wrong, so everyone says? I'd like to introduce you to the monsters you've all heard about. These are stories we've had anonymously shared with us over the years. Stories about real criminals who weren't even accused because they were good people. People who everyone you know thinks they know intimately, so when the assaulted individual finally makes that big step and tells their friends, their family what this person did to them, they get a lot of...
Are you sure it was him?
I think you're blowing this out of proportion.
Well, how drunk were you?
When instead we should be hearing...
Oh my God, are you okay?
What would you like to do?
I believe you.
Because let's be real here. Why would we lie about something like that? Anyone is willing to believe it was a total stranger, but half the time, it wasn't. It was someone who we know our friends and family care about. Someone who we cared about too, once upon a time. But this person did the unthinkable. What possible thing do we have to gain by lying about it? We aren't asking you to change the world. We're asking you to believe us, because you care about us too, don't you? Always be open and aware. The bad guy can look like anybody, be anyone. There's no mystery about that.
And we would have gotten away with it. Oh, wait!
We did!
Oh God, for a taste. For a taste.
No, it wasn't! It isn't! It's funny! We're here to have a fun time!
Maybe, but I think it's pointed.
Lisa, please, it's funny. Keep it light, don't read into it. Next scene, everyone!
relationships.
Wait, I thought we were scrapping this.
I didn't say that. When did I say that?
Well, I could have sworn you said it a lot.
It's a good scene, dear. Be happy you're in it.
I know, but we talked...
Lisa, please, the show.
Right, okay.
Tara, if you would.
There is a place known to peoples of all walks of life. It is a dimension as vast as a puddle and as timeless as an Apple Watch. It is the middle ground between yesterday and tomorrow, between the place you were a second ago and the place you'll be a second from now. And it lies between the layer of skin at the bottom of your feet and the strands of hair on the top of your head. This is the dimension in which we all live. It is an area we call the dating zone.
Hi, I'm your date, Lisa.
Hi, my date, Lisa. I'm your date, Alan.
Nice to meet you, your date, Alan.
We completely understand that there are those of you who do not know anyone who has been through sexual trauma, or have been interested in anyone who has been through sexual trauma, or have been of interest to anyone who has been through sexual trauma. But don't worry, we have put together a nifty survival guide for those of interest or need. So why don't we check in on Lisa and Alan to see how their date is going?
That's so cool. I love 20th century dystopian novels also.
We have so much in common.
But not so much that it's like, I'm on a date with myself.
That would be weird.
Bonsoir, bonsoir. May I take your hors d'oeuvres?
You have salmon. It's been his favorite fish since kindergarten.
Oh, you remembered a personal detail about my life. That's so thoughtful and an indicative quality of your potential as a romantic
Oh,
partner.
how exciting.
Tease. Oh, magnifique. It shall be ready in 3 minutes.
Just don't forget the soup. I'm kidding, it's an in-joke.
We have those because we're so compatible.
Oh, oui, oui, crème brûlée, enchanté. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Au revoir. Amigos.
We don't speak French either.
No, we don't. Now, just by looking at our adorable little couple, does anyone think that you can tell which member has experienced sexual trauma in their life for a whopping 300 points? No. Yes! Those were so many people, so you just get all the stickers. Good job, everyone. Distribute amongst yourselves. Alrighty. You can't tell. Why is that? Well, maybe because no one wears a sign around their neck saying, "Caution, fragile." Maybe it's because there is no look for a sexual abuse victim. We can be anyone. Your best friend, your neighbor, the person sitting next to you. Heck, it could be your romantic partner right now. Probably because we're just regular people. What a concept! But wait! Here comes a very important relationship moment. Let's say Lisa here decides to spill the beans to Alan. The beans to Alan?
Lisa,
Sorry,
the beans.
right, sorry, could you give that to me?
The beans to Alan.
Yes, my newly met potential soulmate.
I have something to say. Something kind of important before we go any further.
Well, you know you can tell me anything, Lisa. We've been dating for minutes.
Well, I really like you, in case that wasn't obvious, and I want this to go well, like, really want to, but you should know, going forward, that I'm not conventional.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, this is really hard to put into words. See, when I was younger, something happened. There was this party. Fuck my life.
Sweetie, we still have a lot of show left. What's the holdup?
I know, but I really feel like something's wrong with this.
Lisa, don't...
No, I'm curious. What exactly are you saying?
I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable taking
Comfortable?
personal stories.
Lisa...
Did I do something wrong again?
No, Helen, of course not. We We hit a little bump in the road, is all. Lisa, would you please join me backstage a moment? So sorry for the interruption, folks. This will only take a moment of your time. Tara, be a dear and dance with them, please. Just a moment. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Now, you're doing this. Now, like an unprofessional, like a child, Lisa.
I just thought that...
What the fuck? What? You would just put shit all over your castmates' hard work. My hard work. My goddamn show.
No, sir.
We have been over this time after time after time. You need to do this.
It feels
You
like...
don't give a fuck how it feels. You don't take your medicine because you like the taste.
I know.
No, you don't. You clearly don't. All right. How many times have you said it out loud? How many times have you taken your medicine?
42.
And how many times did you not like how it tasted? You answer me honestly, right now, young lady.
42 times.
And how many times before we've cured you?
As many as it takes.
Do you really believe that?
Of course I do.
Then there shouldn't be an ounce, a shred of hesitation in your voice. When you tell that story, I want to hear the pledge of fucking allegiance. Your survival is your flag. And I want you to hoist it every morning and blow your bugle so loud we shake the heavens. I want the words written on the outer lining of your heart. That's what I want from you, Lisa, but that's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting is weak. Are you weak again, Lisa?
No, sir.
You are a strong and independent woman, and the moment someone thinks otherwise is the moment they have fucked with a lioness. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
Then get out there, Lisa, and pledge allegiance to your flag.
Alan, I felt you should know I was molested when I was 11 by my father's boss at a dinner party.
There. Well, that wasn't so hard, was it? It gets easier. I promise. Alan.
What? Oh my gosh! What a shocking turn of events! I can't deal!
Well, in over-exaggeration, this is a common occurrence. People like to mythologize what people like us go through. It changes the conversation, it's overwhelming. It's maybe too much, and we get that, but if you genuinely like someone, you should be willing to work past these things. We're people just like you. We have wants, needs, desires. We have the right to be loved. And yes, we even at times have a sex drive. But again, these are only a few colors, and herein lies a whole canvas. We're not trying to show you the world, just a small corner of it, and perhaps going forward you'll think twice before giving into fear and doubt. Though being a friend to people like us and dating people like us are, of course, two different things, the former perhaps being easier than the latter.
Full disclosure, we understand that there may be those of you here who would still feel intimidated about the prospect of having sex with people like us because of our aforementioned trauma.
Rebuttal, take it easy. I mean, the last time we did anything like this, it went really shitty, so anything consensual you do is gonna seem stellar by comparison.
Is that supposed to be funny? Dude, shh.
Caveat. Humor is a common coping mechanism some use to move towards adjustment.
Addendum, we can do it ourselves and you can't, so don't joke about rape.
Or I will cut a bitch.
All right, let's take this shindig to the next level!
Segment 5, triggers.
All right, I'm going to take the house down a moment.
Nice.
You see, normally we jump into a fun little dive and dance. But I want to change things up for y'all. Take a time out and be real. See these 4 dynamos aimed to entertaining y'all this evening? Oh, what a hard-working bunch. I love these little munchkins of mine. I love them because of their devotion to the cause and themselves. Their roads to recovery. So how about a round of applause for all their hard work? Lovely, simply lovely. Best clap we've ever gotten. I should know, I've had it 7 times. I know. Forgive me for the interlude, folks. These troopers have gotten me all nostalgic tonight. How this merry band has grown. I remember when I first started this company. Where now there is 5. Once there was only one. A girl staring out to sea. She knows who she is. Look at her over there, being all modest. Now, I didn't teach you to be shy. Step forward, young lady. Let these peons see what a goddess looks like. There we are. I was working on Santa Monica Pier when I met her. My little blossom, my first pupil, Tara. Wave to the people, Tara. I was singing to support myself at the time. Just me, a couple amps, and a microphone. Singing it all, from Sinatra to the Stones. Asking for some spare change and some sympathy. For the devil, that is. It was a little late. Oh, so lunchtime rolls around, and I'm on my break. And as I gaze around at all these lovely people, I see a young girl sitting on the railing, watching the tide whip and crack on the shore. She had a look on her face. I won't bother explaining it. Those of you who've seen it, or had it yourselves, know the one I'm talking about. It was the same sad song I'd seen a young person play too many times in my life. I knew it by heart. So, there I was with an unopened Coke Zero, 30 minutes to kill, and the curiosity of a tomcat, and I figured, why not? So I mosey on down beside her like a dame from the 50s and take my place at the railing. But I was generous, gave it a good few seconds, waited for the inevitable scoff and walk away. But to my surprise, there was not a peep did pass her lips. Water sufficiently tested, I asked her if she wanted to jump into the sea, as one would. But she, solid as an iceberg and twice as cold, just shook her head, then corrected me. She told me she wanted to be the sea. Well, I laughed, and I asked her why. She told me something I will never forget. She didn't look at me as she said it. She just stared down at the white, watery explosions beneath her and said, "Who wouldn't want to be the sea? The sea has no trouble being itself." Isn't that something? The sea has no trouble being itself. I guess you could say I hadn't ever seen it that way. I know. Forgive. But no, there I was, in the presence of a young Emily Dickinson, a young poet who by a chance encounter has explained something to me which has haunted me since I was her age, which wasn't that long ago. Don't laugh. I saw that. What it was I was longing for out in the ether whenever I logged 1,000-yard stare and dwelt on my troubles. The sea, the dogs, the butterflies, anything, really. Any story that wasn't mine. Now maybe someone will say this differently. Fewer words, perhaps, or better ones. But I assure you, there isn't a single one of us who hasn't wished that they were in a different story. And as I gazed into the eyes of that wilting blossom for the first time, I knew we were both looking for the same rewrites. So my break was ending, and I told her she couldn't become the sea exactly, but she could let him know she was thinking of him. Brought her over to the mic, and put on an old favorite, Beyond the Sea, Bobby Darin. Well, she was shy at first, never sang a day in her life, so she told me. But we had a go of it. And by the end, wasn't half bad. A regular Barbara and Judy. I'm Barbara, though. As we sang, on that day, from her smile, for the very first time, I called someone my student. That was 2 years ago.
I thought it was 10 years ago.
Alan! So young, so endearingly young. From that day forward, I pledged my life to teaching young Tara and those like her, teaching them about the power of the human spirit to overcome anything. Plagues, wars, holocausts, unspeakable horrors have befallen our species, and still we march on, invincible. So you can bet your sweet keisters that if humanity can survive all that, you can beat the one time some guy decided he could take what he wanted from you.
Or she.
Yes. He or she, that's what I said.
Oh, I didn't.
And look at her now. My star pupil. It's only a mess if you leave it where it is. It's something entirely different if you pick up all the pieces. I give you Tara. Good as new. Take a bow, my lovely. But I digress. We're here to talk about triggers. No, not those. These.
Trigger warning.
All right, that's enough. Thank you. That's enough. Thank you. I'll be short, sweet, and to the point, folks. We love to enjoy the same cry porn as the rest of you, but personally, I like a little warning before my nightmares come slapping me in the face. So, movies, TV shows, plays, hell, the odd liberal debate sometimes. A preemptive warning, please. The road to recovery is a feasible walk fraught with danger and adversity. The last thing we want is your ass getting in the way. One day we will get up off our asses and what?
Start fixing!
But that is on our time, ladies and gentlemen, and the otherwise identified, not yours. All right, strap in and back up. Calypso needs room, kiddies. This star is going supernova.
I went for your hand. Sorry.
It's all right. Nothing is wrong. You're safe. No one is going to hurt you. Tara! Lisa, go get her.
Tara!
Do anything. Not the time, Eric.
Tara!
Not the time, Eric.
The show is still going on.
All right. Eric, come with me. Alan, stop.
What?
Stop! Tara! Tara, come back!
Segment 6. Alan! All right. Do you guys like knock-knock jokes?
Yes!
I'm stalling. I'm stalling. I'm so many stalling, that doesn't make sense. But I'm stalling, really wish I was crawling far away, because everybody's looking at me and I can see your faces, and it's making me really scared, and I wish my mom was here. Mom! Look, she's nodding with encouragement. No, she's asleep. That's unfortunate. She's asleep. Okay, that's fine. But I'm stalling. Really wish I wasn't falling head over heels, because I'm really, really scared, and everybody's staring, and sometimes I feel like I wanna cry. I wanna cry really bad, because Tara just ran out crying, and she's a really good friend of mine, and I really feel like crying out, but then Clifton said we're fine, so we shouldn't really cry, because we're fine, and that means we're fine. If we're fine, if Clifton said we're fine, we're all fine, and we should all be fine, because we're on the road to recovery, and we're fine. But sometimes it feels like we're not fine, and that's bad. But I'm stalling. I'm thinking of what to do next. I'm walking and thinking I'm gonna do my little dance number, my little dance. This is how it goes. Yeah. Foot, and then we do the other foot. And then we take our fingers and we wiggle them all around. Do the little right foot, and we do the little left foot. And then we go yay, and yay. And I'm stalling, really wish someone would come, 'cause I have anxiety slowly building up in me. I'm stalling, I'm still doing my little dance. And I'm, oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage, Miss Tara. Tara had a bit of a relapse for a second there, but everything is fine now. Tara, please tell them.
I would like to formally apologize to you, the audience, for what I put you through. You came here to be entertained and educated, and I selfishly got in the way of that. I should have known better. I do know better. My life belongs to me, no one else. I am a strong person, but it seems I still have a lot to learn when it comes to my own strength, and that's okay, because I have Calypso here to teach me about myself, and I can never stop learning. Never. There's always more to learn, more work to be done. It never stops. It never stops. It never stops. It never stops. It never... Once upon a time, a very bad thing happened to me. Once upon a time, someone ruined my life, but I let my life get ruined. I let them break me. You know, it plays a lot like a bad movie. The story is cliche, production value is shit, and worst of all, they cast some idiot in the lead role, some idiot who just let it happen. You want to stop watching? So fucking bad, but it's still fucking broken. It still fucking plays over and over and over, and it never stops. And all the while, you have to tell yourself they have it wrong. You have to. That can't be me. And it wasn't. And I Not anymore. It was a stranger's broken little plaything. Look at me now. I'm my old self. I'm fixed. Calypso fixed me good as new. I never have to hurt again. Not if I don't want to.
No more interruptions, everyone? No more interruptions. No more interruptions, Tara.
No more interruptions. Please forgive me.
We forgive you, Tara. Well, you heard her, folks. We'll never have problems again. None. It's smooth sailing from here on out. Take it away, my students.
Segment 6, the movement.
For this next segment, we're going to need a volunteer from the audience to compete to win a fabulous prize. So, can I get a volunteer from the audience, please? Is that a hand? No, that's an umbrella, but it works. Come on down. Woo! What is your name, Victor? Stand right there. Oh, shoot. All right. Here we have another awesome new quiz show brought to you by the Kintsugi players. The Weakest Fink.
I thought we agreed on Hollywood scares.
I still think that who wants to expose a millionaire has merit.
This is my bit. The Weakest Fink. To commemorate the revolution that is the Weinstein effect, we here at Good as New have put together this fun little game. My fellow cast members have with them a series of pictures of Hollywood celebrities, and it will be up to you, my lovely volunteer, to determine which of them is the scum of the earth. Are you ready? Doesn't matter, here we go. All right, round 1. Which of these individuals has been accused of sexual assault or harassment? Is it A, B, or C? Well, actually, no, you're right, it's all of them! Ooh, a beloved comedian, a 2-time Academy Award winner, and a guy who looks like a groundhog wearing the skin of a man. Nice work. Now for round 2. Which of these individuals has been accused of sexual assault and harassment? Is it A, B, or C? This actually is You're correct! All 3, a news anchor, a talk show host, and Jabba the Hutt. Nice work. But now, we're down to the final round. This one's for all the marbles. Win this and the prize is yours. Which of these individuals has been accused of sexual assault and harassment? Is it A, B, or C? Well, she's cool, he's cool. They're all pretty cool people. I like them. I feel like everyone here likes them. You might like them. Why do we like them? Because they're good people? They're all good people. So, which of them was accused of anything really, really, really bad? You're darn right, none of them! We have a fighter, and you guessed it, a fighter. Happy, thank you, more please. But anyway, here's your prize, 500 points. I'm gonna give you the whole darn thing. Yeah, here you are. Thanks for playing! Woo! Now, folks, if the past year or so has taught us anything, it's that this problem is everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Hollywood, New York, DC, this no longer seems like one of those horror stories people hear went down 30 years ago in some Midwestern town in the middle of nowhere. This affects us all, and no one is beyond it. And still, it's hard for people to see this. Tell me if this sounds familiar.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
We have actually come to a point in this country where we have to admit our histories of abuse and assault to our friends, neighbors, and strangers like you just to get you to care. Like you need to know your best friend was raped in college to realize that rape is bad and should be stopped. Come on, guys. We're smarter than this. We need to start believing people. We need to start teaching people. You know, we need laws, resource and outreach centers, programs, support, and above all, a hard line in the sand. A line that if you cross, you get punished. Full stop. Because I don't know about you, but I'm sick of turning on the news and finding out some selfish douche nozzle spent one night in jail while some poor soul cries themselves to sleep at night. But you know what, America? Fine. If you want to know so badly, we'd be happy to tell you. And boy, do we have a lot to say, so players hit me with that one more time.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
Wait a minute, kids. Who here's been counting?
I haven't. I have a BA in theater.
Well, I have. And tonight we have garnered a whopping 3,000 points total. You know what that means?
Finale!
Finale! Segment 7, the end! The time has come to end our wondrous show. I know, you've grown fond of my little scamps, but don't despair, be proud! You've all come a long way this evening, ever more closer to understanding the plight of we troubled few. But, as I understand it, I was not talking to all of you, was I? No, not all. For we few are more than that. We few are legion. It doesn't take a me too to make us what we are. All it takes is a broken heart, a broken mind, and a broken spirit. Don't raise your hands, my comrades. Raise your hearts. Raise your broken, invisible hearts. If you are with us. No one needs to see it. We see. We know. And we believe you. Evil only needs silence to survive. How long have you been silent? How many times has evil walked in the daylight? How many times have you allowed evil to get away with it? How many times have you sat on your ass in a pile of your own broken parts, sat there and thought to yourself, I will never be the same again? Well, I'm here to tell you, you are wrong. We can fix you. You can be happy again. You can be right again. How, you ask? Well, in the words of the great P.T. Barnum, join the circus! Join us! Join us in our reveries! Are you great? Great! Yay! Do you suck? A place for actors!
To be or not to be!
Singers!
Anything goes!
Dancers! Musicians! Lighting people! Stagehands! Hello back there! It doesn't matter! Come where you are accepted and we will accept you! Come where you are lost and we will find you!
I've found you!
We will lead you! invite you on our magical mystery tour. But before we leave, we shall go out with a bang! Not a whimper! So don't flip! Don't flip!
Sorry, I just, you were, no idea. Why?
Please just do it.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Eric, stay where you are.
Please don't be
I
mad.
said stay fucking put. Alan, stop crying. Can't. You have ruined this show officially, Alan. And you tell me can't. I asked one thing from you, from all of you, no more interruptions. And you tell me can't? Oh, he's sorry. You hear that, folks? Alan is sorry. You are so very sorry. You sniveling ass. I'm sorry I'm a mess. I'm sorry I can't be a normal person for once. I'm sorry I can't pick up my cues like Calypso told me to because I'm too busy slobbering all over myself on this fucking stage. You are so very sorry. Oh, you apologize to me one more time, young man, and I will make whatever happened to you look like an after-school special. Whoa! You stay right where you are, you little tiny. You're next. Wasted my time! You have wasted my time! You have wasted the audience's time, your castmates' time. But what's worse, Alan, what really fucks the bird on this one is that you wasted your own fucking time by being a little bitch on my stage. Are you a little bitch, Alan? Is that it? Are you a little bitch? Oh, I think you are. Why don't you tell them, Alan? They're right there. Tell them what a bitch you are, Alan. Say it. You say it, Sam. I'm a bitch. Say it, Alan. Say it. Say it. No, say it. That's Alan. Please stop. No more. I said no more. You're done. Can you believe? What the fuck is this? What are you all doing? Alan, I am trying to help you. Are you really gonna let this rule over you for the rest of your life? Well, who needs him? Climb over a baby? Are we kidding? No one believed me for 15 years! I lost all my money in litigation because and he thinks he has it bad. The fucked up places I've been. Things I once wanted. Well, I'm fine. You hear that, Alan? I'm fine! So suck it up and move on with your life, all of you. Need to move on. Self-pity is vital. Spreads like measles. No more! Look at me. See me. I'm fine. It's gone from me. The whole fucking debacle is gone. My life is my own. My happiness, mine. you want to be like me? Isn't that what all this has been about? Lisa fucking has it! Can't trust a single. Fine! That's absolutely fine with me. If I have to carry this whole fucking show by myself, I will happily do it. Don't need this. No, this is a one-man show now. We don't need any of these. Nope. Nope. All we need is one. Oh, look! A script. We need a script. Nope. We're just throwing out the window, aren't we? Aren't we? All right. And now, the grand finale. Beyond the Sea. One more time. No, stop. No, that's not how the song goes. It's okay. One more time. Come on, from the top. No, stop. Again, it's not how it goes. Do it again. No, stop. No. Wrong. Again. No, stop. Wrong. Again. Stop. No, I don't know how it's wrong, okay? I don't know, okay? So just get up off your ass. Come on, and what? You're surrounded by unprofessionals. Well, that's just fine. You want to play the victims? The part's yours, sweetheart. Everyone wants to play the fucking... No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. No.
Calypso?
It's gone. It's so gone.
Maybe we can fix it.
We can't fix it, you idiot! It's gone! It's broken! It's all broken! I'm sorry. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's only a mess if you leave it where it is. Right? It's something else entirely if you pick up all the pieces, right?
I took a year of Japanese in college. It's not all there, but I remember some of it. Do you want to know what kintsugi means? Well, it literally means golden joining, which, like, yes, is a way to repair bowls and stuff, but it's also philosophy. Those who believe in kintsugi believe that damage is part of the history of an object, and it's not something to be hidden or thought ugly.
I probably should have Googled it or something, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ta-da!
What is it?
Not what it was. Whatever you want it to be.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it has a kind of integrity.
A genre unto itself.
I like it. Like it's not supposed to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of it, Clarissa?
It's not what it was. But it's still mine.
Calypso?
Yes, my student. Yes, Eric.
We still have the finale. Would you like to do the finale?
No. I'm good. I think we're done with the show.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too. I just it was sorry.
So how do we end it?
Thank you all very much. We are Reprise Performance Group. Thank you so much for coming. This has been a labor of love. We ask if you'd like to meet our actors afterward, please do so out in the lobby. We will be holding talkbacks in here, so if you would like to stay and attend, if you have thoughts, questions, concerns, we would be happy to hear them. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Good night.